Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Juan. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm outside tanning. I'm trying to get fitter and healthier. I'm going through a lot of health struggles lately. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about modern medicine and why it's a scam. Now, I'm not saying medicine is bad. Medicine is very good. It's amazing that we have things like painkillers. It's amazing that we have things like weed tinctures, opium, magic mushrooms. It's amazing that we have kratom. It's amazing that we have herbs, juicing. Medicine's a good thing. But the reason why modern medicine's a scam is because it gives the doctor authority over your body. Like, the doctor has the right to prescribe you a pain medicine or say no if they want, because it's illegal. And nothing should be illegal. That's why modern medicine's a scam. You should be able to grow your own weed, or you should be able to grow your own opium if you want to make your own painkillers. You should be able to grow your own cocaine, because you should be able to grow your own plants and make your own morphine, cannabis, cough syrup if you want, because no one should have the power to say no to someone that's suffering. I went to the doctor in pain and they said no to me. They wouldn't prescribe me anything. And so I had to start buying my own stuff. And no one should be able to say no. Everything should be legal, not illegal, legal. That way you can grow your own for free, because that's why modern medicine's a scam, is because the doctor, they think they know everything and they have power to say yes or no to prescribing different medicines, but they don't live in your body. They may have went to school, but they don't know what you're going through as an individual. And so a lot of them, they may think certain things are taboo. Like, you might want to try a natural method of healing your body, such as juicing and maybe an herb like cannabis or wormwood or horny goat weed or kratom. You might want to try different natural herbs. You might want to try magic mushrooms for depression. But your doctor might say, no, just take this antidepressant. And you might not want to take the antidepressant. You might want to make a magic mushroom tea instead, and you should have every right to. But they made certain things illegal. And they made certain things only accessible through a prescription. Like, you might want to try hydrocodone or even fentanyl or something like that. But your doctor might say no. But maybe you really do need it. Maybe you want to use opium as an antidepressant. I think opium can increase serotonin. It can do more things than just kill pain. And that's the thing, is these medicines, they might be useful for more than just one thing. But your doctor might think like, oh, that's not what this medicine's for. You can't take it for that. But maybe you find out in your own research, hey, it actually does work for that. So, like, you should be able to use whatever for whatever you want and experiment on yourself. But we don't give people the freedom to do that because certain things are illegal. And it's stupid. Imagine being thrown behind bars over a plant that just grows weed. They can literally do things like heal cancer, help increase appetite. Like, no one should be getting thrown behind bars for weed, and it's still federally illegal. What a shame. How can you say we live in a free country if a natural plant that just grows is still federally illegal in 2025? It's actually insane. And a lot of people are very judgmental in today's society, and we don't need to judge people that are sick. We need more compassion. If someone wants to try drugs, they should be able to take whatever drug they want at whatever dose they feel like they need. We need better pain management. We need better management for people with depression. Like, we need more options than just antidepressant. If someone wants to try psychedelics like mescaline or psilocybin, they should be able to have easy, cheap access to it. We live in 2025. These plants just grow out of the ground. The fact that people are still being arrested for natural plants, how can you say we have a healthcare system? And again, the doctor should not have the power to prescribe anything. You should be able to prescribe yourself anything on earth and access it at a nice, cheap price if you want, because it's your body. But a lot of greed and monopolies have entered the system, and so a lot of it is for money and no longer for the health of the people, and that's messed up. With the amount of tax money that comes out of our paycheck, the government should have laws and systems and regulations in place where people can have cheap and easy access to whatever they want. And The fact that people are still getting thrown mind bars for medicine's insane. How do you know a doctor's going to be more responsible with fentanyl than your average drug dealer? And no one should be getting thrown behind jail for anything. There should be testing for everything. Like, you should be able to know if something was tested in the lab, and there should be verified stores for everything. But no one should be going to jail for these things because it's only making it worse. Now, instead of these stores selling regulated things, now people are buying stuff on the street, which oftentimes can be laced. So the war on drugs only makes the drug problem even worse, because maybe someone just wanted to make opium tea because they genuinely maybe had a disease and were in pain, and now all of a sudden all they can find is fentanyl from their drug dealer on the street. And maybe they don't want to do fentanyl, but that's the only option they have. So the war on drugs, all it does is limit people's options and make it harder for people to have access to the medicine they need. And don't even get me started on the food supply either. Don't even get me started on the food supply. Like how you go to the grocery store and a lot of the food there might not be grown in the best method. And so the food that people have access to, there's some towns that are literally like food deserts. Like, there's maybe a McDonald's, but there's barely any grocery stores in the whole town. And so the healthcare system needs to be reamped, not only from a medicine perspective, but from a lifestyle perspective. Because medicine is very important, yes. And I think everyone should have access to whatever the medicine they need at a reasonable price. But we'll also have to account for food as well. Do people have access to food? There's food deserts in America, and that's unacceptable. Because if we want our society to thrive, we need to make sure everyone's able to feed their children at a reasonable price too. Organic food shouldn't be so expensive that people could barely afford it. It should be cheap and accessible to everyone. It literally grows out of the earth, and we pay tax money for our government to make lives easier for us. We should have systems in place where everyone can access food at a cheap and reasonable price. So part of healthcare is lifestyle too. How much time are we spending indoors as a population? And if the economy gets worse, people are going to have to work more hours. For what? We don't need more meaningless jobs. We need people to do more of what's meaningful. And the problem is, if the economy gets bad enough, people feel pressured to do more meaningless jobs. And we don't need that. Because too much corporate greed is not a good thing. The Amazon rainforest is being cut down for different corporations. And if a lot of people quit their jobs, the planet might be better off, but then people wouldn't have money to feed their kids. So we need to get the economy to a place where people can feed their kids without selling their integrity. And I'm sick of people saying just be more entrepreneurial. Yes, that can be good sometimes, but not everyone can be a business owner. We need workers as well. And if we don't have a strong working class, then no one's going to want to work for anyone. And if everyone tries to be an entrepreneur, now everyone's just trying to sell everyone something. And we don't need more of that. We need a communist utopia, or maybe not, but capitalism needs some sort of regulation or soul to it. And I don't even know if capitalism's good. Maybe it would be better to be in a communist utopia and just have everyone eat for free, and we could all feed each other if we worked like 2 hours a week. But I don't know what would be good. Communism, I don't know if capitalism would be good. I don't know. I don't know what's good. Because everything has its ups and downs, and we just got to find a way to make it work with what we have. Maybe capitalism's good and we just need to make the economy better. Maybe we need communism. Maybe we need a utopia. Maybe we need an overhaul. Where is all of our tax money going? I don't know. But that's not the topic of today's video. The topic of today's video is healthcare. But healthcare is tied to the economy, because if people have to work too much, they might not be able to get as much sunlight like I'm doing right now. And so we should be able to sustain the economy. We shouldn't have to have a 40-hour work week. We should be able to do it in a 4-hour work week. When I used to live in Ecuador, we grew so much food and with barely any effort, because they were working in harmony with nature. And so God gave us a brain. We should be able to work in harmony with nature. And we should have a work-life balance, which society has lost touch with. A lot of people these days glorify the grind as if the grind is life. No, life's about enjoyment. And if we lived in harmony with nature, we would all be able to eat abundantly without working as much. We probably don't need capitalism to stay alive. We could probably have more than enough resources for everyone and live in utopia if we all work together. And that's the problem with corporate greed, is it's a competition. But we're not supposed to be competing as humans. We're supposed to be collaborating to make heaven on earth. And I might not have all the answers, but that's why you guys are here too, because we're all supposed to work together to create heaven on earth. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Those are just my thoughts. I'm always open-minded, so if you have your own opinions, you can comment below. If you agree, comment below. I love you. If you disagree, comment below. I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and until next one, I'm out. Love and peace.